Well, hello, hello, hello. All my insect friends are hanging out with me here on my desk. The bee is up next. I've already drawn it so you can get an idea of what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be using shapes that you're familiar with and lines you're familiar with to create this really cool guy. If you notice right here, these bottom legs here, the ones that land on the flower, are a little bit bigger and they tend to be fuzzy because that's what grabs that pollen and helps the bee spread pollen and therefore helps the flowers grow. I've already started one here. I had a little interruption. I have to restart this video, but it's an oval shape. Easy peasy. An oval with eyes there that are also shaped like ovals. And then we're going to work our way down the body. It has three parts. So let's do the middle section here with two curved lines right there underneath the head. The bottom of the body to me looks like a raindrop shape, but we're going to draw it upside down. So let's start with a curve here. There's a curve. And then we're going to bring the sides down and to a point. So let's bring the left side down and the right side down, and we're going to bring it to a point. The fun thing about drawing with marker is you really have to think about what you're doing and make your mistakes part of the drawing. Mistakes are a part of life. I never get upset about making too many mistakes because I always just keep trying. So let's keep going. Let's go. This is a very, very helpful friend in the garden. Like I said, these guys are all around in spring. So we're drawing insects that will be around in spring. And I've already seen bees as spring has sprung. I am going to make his antenna fuzzy like other parts of this little creature are just by wiggling my pen back and forth. With these eyes, I'm going to give a little shine. So let's put a little circle here and one here, and then color in the rest of the eye with the black since the marker is already here and handy. There we go. There we go. If you want to add a smile to your bee, you can, but I'm just going to leave this bee wide-eyed and looking for flowers. All right, so this little guy is kind of fuzzy, so I'm going to go around the body with my marker and just wiggle it a little bit and add a little fuzz all the way around the body. All the way around, just wiggle that pen around to give that little fuzzy feel. And the middle of this body is going to be just like fluffy, fuzzy, fluffy body. And then we're going to add some stripes. And I'm just going to use a really, really messy zigzag line to go across about, let's see, about 3 times across the bottom of this body. Buzz, 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 little fella, you look great. The wings are going to be attached to the middle part of this body, and there are 2 sets of wings. So I'm going to draw the bottom one first, and it looks like a raindrop shape, and the wing is about the same length as the body. So it's going to come way out here. You might be surprised by how long I'm drawing these wings. So I'm going to start about right here in the middle, and I'm going to come out, curve, and come back around and back to that same spot where I started, just like that. Ding! It's a raindrop shape on its side. And do the same thing on the other side. Curve and come back to where I started. That one looks a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I like it when I make it fun. All right, next I'm going to do the top wing on both sides, and it's going to be a little bit longer. So I'm going to start just a little above that one, come up, out, and curve, and stop right there at the end, so it looks like this wing is behind the first one we drew. So when you're just doing that, it's like a raindrop shape, but it's behind and we just don't continue back. And again, we're going to do the same thing, curve out and stop at the end. So go up, out, curve, and back ding, right there. So the wings also have like a little design on them. And so very lightly with your pencil, crayon, pen, whatever you're drawing, I'm going to do some long, thin raindrop shapes, just curve and come back right there on top of the wings. And then add more little curves, little details like this. Lovely. So there are the wings. Now this is an insect, and insects have what? 6 legs. Yes, and an insect's legs are sometimes small and sometimes large. This little fella has some big legs. So we're going to add 2 that are going to be up near the head. So I'm going to start by doing the first section of the leg, and it just leans out like that. I'm going to do that for those legs, and then I'm going to make 2 that lean down like so, right here. So that makes 4. And then I'm going to make another one right here that leans down. It's going to be leaning downwards as well. So hopefully you can see that on top of the wings. And it's okay to just go over this line a few times to make it darker because it needs to show. All right. The little legs here are a little bit smaller, the ones in the front, so I'm going to go straight up with a line straight up like this, and then I'm going to go lean outward again like that. And I'm going back and forth over the line just to make it thicker. Okay, I'm going to do the big leg at the bottom, the longest one, fattest one, I'm not sure. It's going to come down a ways. And then, there we go. The part sort of looks like a foot. It looks like a foot a little bit. All right, do the same thing here. Do the second part and the little part that looks like the foot. Make the second part lean down, and then a little part that looks like a foot. Now, right here in this middle section that comes right along beside the body, I'm going to make that furry, fuzzy. That's the part that collects that pollen when it sticks to the bee's body. Yes. And it transfers when you go from flower to flower. Oh, speaking of flower to flower, let's draw a flower here and a flower here. And I'm going to make the top of the flower facing upward. So I'm going to do a bumpy line like that goes up and down like a little hill or a little small rainbow line. So I bump it up and bump it down like that. And then I add a curved line underneath. Add a curved line underneath. That's going to be the center of this flower. Ooh, that's a little messy, but that's okay. Mistakes are proof that you're trying, and I am trying to make a really nice flower. I just make the line thicker. I meant to do that. See? I meant to do that. Let me make this one match. I meant to do that. I meant to do that. I meant to do that. Okay, so now that's better. That's going to be the top. So a bee likes to travel from flower to flower, collecting nectar. So I'm going to continue with that raindrop shape for the shapes of these petals. And they're just going to go around and around. There, like that. So this flower is like facing upward. Yes. Yes. Leaning up towards the sky. So more raindrop shapes for the shapes of these petals. There. I'm going to add a few details here. Oh, this flower is so lovely. There's going to be a stem that comes down to the bottom of the page, like so, like that. All right, that bee is super cute. Now, I think I colored this one with yellow and black, a little bit of blue, added a little bit of orange accents here just to make this body look rounder. So I added a darker color here so it can look like it's kind of shaded. I didn't draw another flower on this side, but guess what? I don't have nothing but time. I have a whole lot of time on my hands, so I'm making these videos for you. It's spring. Spring is here. Spring has sprung, and the bugs are starting to come out. So enjoy drawing another bug with me. Come back, draw again with me. Um, I always say art makes you smart because, you know, when you draw something, you want to know about what you're drawing so you can explain it to someone, talk about your drawing, talk about your artwork. And so you might have to do a little research, and it might intrigue you to go further and find out more about bees and what they do. They like to live in big groups and have a queen bee, and they have a colony. And bees are very, very interesting critters. They're interesting creatures, and they're very helpful to our planet. So when you see a bee, thank a bee. Salute. See you later. Come back and see me again.